It's the early 1960s. In a picture-perfect American suburb, two best friends, Alice and Celine, live side by side in nearly identical houses, their lives so intertwined they feel like extensions of each other. Both are mothers of young boys, Theo, Alice's son, and Max, Celine's boy, who are not just playmates but like brothers. The film opens during a vibrant spring day. Alice and Celine host a birthday party, the kind that seems pulled from a magazine. Women in floral dresses, kids running with balloons, and husbands grilling by the pool. The neighbors admire them, two women who've figured it out. But beneath the surface, quiet tensions brew. Alice, though warm, carries a certain restlessness. Celine, more intense, seems devoted not just to her family, but to maintaining a kind of domestic perfection. A few days after the party, Celine's son Max stays home from school, recovering from a mild cold. Alice is tending to her garden when she notices Max on Celine's balcony, reaching dangerously over the railing to fix a birdhouse. Alarmed, Alice calls out, but it's too late. Max falls. This event shatters the idyllic rhythm of their lives. Max's sudden death devastates both families, but especially Celine, whose sorrow consumes her entirely. She withdraws from Alice, unable to face the woman who witnessed it all. Alice, paralyzed by guilt, replays the moment in her mind over and over. If she had reacted a second earlier, could she have saved Max? Time passes. The two women begin to reconnect. Celine returns home, subdued but composed, seemingly forgiving Alice. Still, something is different. Subtle glances, awkward pauses, moments where Celine watches Theo a little too intently. These small signs begin to unsettle Alice. Theo's relationship with Celine begins to deepen. He visits her often. At first, Alice finds comfort in their closeness. It feels like healing, but soon things shift. At Theo's birthday, Alice panics when she sees her son near the same balcony where Max fell. Celine, watching nearby, is calm. Alice rushes forward, heart pounding. When she voices her concerns to her husband Simon, he listens but brushes them off as trauma-induced paranoia. After all, Celine has lost a child, surely she wouldn't harm another. Then more strange things begin to happen. Theo suddenly collapses during a dinner at Celine's house. Doctors discover it was an allergic reaction, though Alice swears she gave Celine clear instructions about his peanut allergy. Celine insists she followed them. Still, Alice begins to wonder, was it an accident? Soon after, Simon's elderly mother, who had a close bond with Theo, suffers a heart attack after drinking a cup of tea at their house. She later dies. An autopsy reveals that the heart medication she was prescribed wasn't present in her system. Alice, now more alarmed than ever, begins to suspect foul play. The film shifts further into psychological thriller territory. Alice's once tranquil home now feels like a trap. She starts researching, snooping, doubting everyone, especially Celine. She sneaks into Celine's house while she's away, looking for anything suspicious. In a tense and quiet sequence, she rifles through drawers, opens pill bottles, and checks family photos. Nothing conclusive. But her growing obsession starts affecting her parenting. Theo, confused and emotionally frayed, begins to pull away from her. Alice tries to confide in her husband again, but Simon is increasingly skeptical of her accusations. He accuses her of falling apart, of being unable to process her guilt. Meanwhile, Celine begins to behave more boldly, dropping by unexpectedly, bringing gifts, offering to help with Theo's school pickup. In one particularly unsettling scene, Alice finds Celine in Theo's room, reading to him in the dark while he naps. The camera lingers on Alice's stunned expression as Celine calmly explains that Theo missed his mother and wanted a bedtime story. Mother's Instinct starts as a quiet drama about grief and friendship, and transforms into an unnerving psychological thriller. The film uses 1960s domestic aesthetics, pastel kitchens, vintage cars, social etiquette, as a mask for the growing madness beneath. The performances are its emotional engine. Jessica Chastain plays Alice with a mix of anxiety and simmering fury, while Anne Hathaway's Celine becomes more complex with each scene, equal parts sympathetic and terrifying. The storytelling is restrained but suspenseful. Director Benoît Delhomme, in his feature debut, relies heavily on facial expressions, silences, and lingering shots to build tension. Every frame is composed like a magazine spread, polished, sterile, almost too perfect. That visual perfection becomes part of the unease. While the third act may feel abrupt in tone, the film's strength lies in how it shifts the viewer's loyalty between the two women. It plays with the audience's trust, forcing us to ask, who's the real threat? Is Alice paranoid and spiraling, or is Celine playing a long, quiet game of revenge? If you're a fan of slow-burn thrillers like Gone Girl or The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Mother's Instinct is a chilling, stylish addition to the genre, rooted not in monsters or murder, but in love, twisted by grief.